So, more questions for van lifers. I'd also find it interesting to talk to someone who was doing van life with a child, small child or otherwise, I say my little girl's nearly 7 and is exceptionally bright. Luckily, takes after her mother, not me. And I, like most parents, am exceptionally concerned about her future, whatever that might entail. Again, the way things have gone in my lifetime, or my adult lifetime since leaving school, with house prices and jobs and the availability to British-born citizens of lower paid jobs, and how much competition there is for those. For all I know, she'll be a doctor. I don't know. But what I certainly wouldn't want to do is take her out of the education system, which is not a system I have an awful lot of faith in, I must admit. I have an awful lot of faith in teachers, who in my opinion would be the experts in how to educate children or adults or any human beings. The ability to impart knowledge on someone else is a skill. It's a skill I believe you have or you haven't got. You can't teach that. It's something you can do or you can't. I'm not very good at it. And that's something that concerns me, because are you guys homeschooling, for want of a better term, or do you preempt where you're going to be? And there always used to be provision for children of travelling families. I remember when I was at primary school, every now and again we would have kids for 2 or 3 weeks because they were travellers and they were in the area and their kids went to school wherever they were. I don't even know whether that's a thing. With the amount of kids that are in schools now, the general overpopulation of everything, everything is stretched. The education system is stretched. Schools are stretched. We are still, whether the government tells us we are or not, we are under what I would consider austerity measures. Again, we always seem, especially as a nation and certainly as a government, we seem pretty good at wasting money on things that don't need wasting money on, instead of paying for better education or certainly an improved NHS, which is, jewel in the crown, don't get me wrong. The NHS is a fantastic system, it's a fantastic setup, but is woefully underfunded, and as far as I can work out, like most, non-privatised things, or privatised things, likes to waste an awful lot of money in the wrong areas. That's to say nothing of the skill and the commitment of the nurses and doctors. Again, fantastic people, but woefully underfunded and neglected by the government. I've gone off on a tangent, which is not shocking anyone. So yeah, I am concerned about that. Life skills wise, not at all. Life skills wise, she will be able to cook, she will be able to clean, she will be able to change a wheel on a car if she needs to, and anything else she happens to be interested in. That's not an issue, but unfortunately, again, without wanting to bore everyone senseless, the system and the jobs market likes pieces of paper, likes qualifications, and if it is going to make her life easier by having those, then I should make that easy for her to get, help her to get those. And also, it's, how do you ask a 7-year-old whether they want to go and live in a truck? We spent 3 weeks living in it. It's not really living in it, it's just a long holiday. 3 weeks living in it last summer, travelling all over the West Country, took in a couple of festivals, had a wicked time, lived a dream. Do you know what I mean? What 6-year-old doesn't want to do that? But to turn around and say to her, right, we're going to off-ski. All your little mates at school, all your teachers that you like, and parents that help and everything, you're not going to see them. Not never again, but it's unlikely that you will see them, certainly nowhere near as often. Is that a decision, really, that my wife and I should be taking for our daughter? But you can't possibly expect a 7-year-old to make a sensible and well-informed decision at the age of 7, I don't think. She doesn't understand the ins and outs of qualifications and why she needs them, why she will find life easier to if she's got these pieces of paper or this experience, this kind of system experience of playing a game and then doing all the rest of it. Should we be making a decision for her? I personally believe it would be what was best for me. I also think that it would be what's best for my wife in the long run, and us as a married couple, certainly. But is it what's best for our little girl? And do I have the right to decide that? I don't know. I'd like to talk to some people who have got children, and especially small children, or primary school age children, who have done it and are doing it and making a success of it. And then in that case, what is the protocol when it comes to secondary school? So for argument's sake, if when she turns 11 we go, actually, do you know what, she needs to go into a school now, or she decides she wants to, is that a possibility? Can we do that? Can we put her into a school at secondary level if she's not done, half? I mean, she's already done nearly half of the primary school level. Or even further into the future, can you go on to can you take GCSEs privately? Can you pay to take GCSEs and not affiliated with a school? Or can you get into some sort of college education without GCSEs? I'm assuming no. I didn't get very many GCSEs. I went to a technical college to become an electrician, so I didn't need to have many GCSEs, and they've certainly never done me any favours. I didn't go to school an awful lot, certainly in the last couple of years. And I certainly had no time for a lot of what we spent doing there, because it wasn't life skills. I learnt more in the weekend, crawling around underneath a car, or learning to weld, or learning to twiddle spanners and screwdrivers, and that has stood me in much better stead than anything, or the vast majority of what I learnt at school. And I think that's a shame. But I would like to know, people out there who are living van life, or the nomadic lifestyle, van life, traveller, new age traveller, however you want to, whatever category you want to put yourself in. You probably don't want to put yourself in a category. I'd like to hear about it. I'd like to know how you deal with that, how your child has dealt with that, and if you are of an older generation, the original new age travelling generation, and you have had a child that has grown up, and is now an adult and is now doing their thing, how easy have they found it to do it? Has it been a hindrance that they grew up on the road, or has it enhanced their life? I know that being on the road a lot enhances mine, or has enhanced mine. So, answers on the back of a postcard, please. Thank you very much.